Hey there, I'm Cody Kane, owner of Kane Outdoor Solutions. I'm a licensed landscape horticulturist and irrigation contractor. Today I want to go over helping you to identify some of the weeds that you're probably seeing in your yard this time of year, and a product that I have used to great success in controlling those weeds. Alright, so I'm in a yard right now, and as you can tell, there is no shortage of weeds in this yard. And it's a good test yard to come and look at, because most of the weeds in this yard you can find in anybody's yard if they don't treat. So one of the obvious things everybody seems to have is this with the purple flowers out there. That's called henbit. That's a weed, cool season weed that a lot of people are gonna have if they don't treat. And then one of the things I hate the most, you see here running, this is called cleavers. And the reason it's called cleavers is it cleaves to you, very sticky. And when this stuff starts going, man, it just takes over if you let it. There is some geranium, and that's going to be these little leaves like this. This is a weed. Little white flowers. This stuff is called speedwell. Pretty little flowers, still a weed. You have this, just looking at it, you would think it's grass with a flower on it. But this is called dwarf dandelion, also a weed. And underneath all of this is some, it's kind of a mixture of St. Augustine and Bermuda, but our grass is still dormant because it's still March 1st, you know, it's been kind of cool. So treat all this, get all this mess out of the yard, and then your grass can have a chance to start healthy, start the season. Now this dude right here, this is a sedge. I think it's Pennsylvania sedge is the type it is. It's another type of sedge. Now later on in the warm season, we have yellow and purple nut sedge that pop up everywhere in people's yards and flower beds, and that's a different topic. This is a sedge grass, and it's harder to get rid of. Extremely tough stuff. Alright, moving on, we have two more type weeds for you. But this one is called vetch, V-E-T-C-H. Now it's a weed. You see those flowers? Those flowers are going to produce seeds, and the seeds that produces contain a cyanide compound. Now, let's just say if your kid comes along and eats it, when that cyanide compound it hits the gas in the stomach, it turns into cyanide gas. We all know cyanide is toxic to humans. If enough of it's eaten, it could kill. A little less benign is the clovers. A lot of people's gonna have those. They're easy enough to get rid of. When it gets warm, these things are gonna disappear if you don't spray them and get rid of them first. But if you don't, you're gonna be mowing the fire out of these dudes. Now we've kind of moved over, different part, and if you see here, this is what everybody loves. You call those stickers, but it's called burrweed. Now right now they're growing. But as they grow, and during the summer, as they start producing their fruit, which is the sticker, that's gonna dry up and you're gonna step on it, and it's gonna hurt. This grass here beside it, this stuff's called poa. It is rampant through here. Now it is extremely fast growing, cool season weed. The problem with it is, it's so thin and fine, your lawnmower can't really cut it, it just kind of spins it. And it looks terrible when you cut your grass with it. So these are two problem weeds. Now, I was asked earlier, or saw where somebody had asked earlier in the week if they could put out a pre-emergent to stop this burrweed or stickers. So we're March 1st. You can put out pre-emergents now to stop any of our warm season weeds, which I'll do a video on that later. But cool season weeds, stuff to stop all this, we would have had to put something out back in the fall to prevent all of this stuff from growing. All of the other weeds I talked about, we would have had to put out in the fall. And a pre-emergent basically is just that. It keeps something from emerging, so it keeps these seeds from coming. Now, we can spray all this with a post-emergent, and that's what we're fixing to get into next. All right. Now what I'm going to put out to control all these weeds I've just talked about is a product called Blindside. It is a selective post-emergent herbicide, meaning I can put this out on our centipede, Bermuda, St. Augustine, zoysia grass, turf yards to kill these weeds, and it won't hurt or harm our turf grass so long as we follow the label. But it will, however, control or suppress most of the weeds that we're going to deal with. It controls, I think it's like 70 or 80 different type weeds, but one of the biggest perks of Blindside is it controls those sedges. And that's going to be something that a lot of products don't do. So Blindside, it's a go-to for me. Now it doesn't kill everything. No selective herbicide will kill everything. If you're wanting something like that, man, you got to spray glyphosate, which would be Roundup. But that's a non-selective, meaning that it doesn't care what it touches, it's going to kill it. So Blindside, it's a great product. It gives you a mixing cup. These are your application rates. Now for us, we have warm season turf grasses, so we're going with the 0.15 being a low rate, 0.23 ounces being a high rate. Now in my situation, I'm going with the low rate here. I'm putting 0.15 ounces per 1 gallon of water to treat every 1,000 square feet. So I have 2,000 square feet I'm spraying. I have 2 gallons. Do the math, I'm gonna do 0.3 ounces. So it's super easy to use. It's not a controlled use herbicide, so anybody can go buy it. But the bad thing is, this stuff is expensive. This bottle is $170. It has a 3-year shelf life. The average homeowner is never going to use this entire thing. So it may come down to, you know, it could be you want to hire a licensed professional to do it for you. You know, that's your call. But I highly recommend this product to get these weeds out of your yard. It does the cool season weeds, it does the warm season weeds. We'll go over the warm season weeds later in the year. But always use your PPE when putting it out. Wear gloves.